Hello, diecast fans, and welcome to another new episode of Jim's Magnificent Miniature Motor Cars. And for this episode, we'll be unboxing a brand new electric vehicle by the folks at Matchbox, a moving parts Matchbox, the 2024 Chevy Blazer EV. Okay, without any further ado, let us proceed with the unboxing. Now, this car is a first in many senses. It's the first Chevy EV to be featured in Matchbox's lineup. The first it's the first moving parts EV, unless I'm mistaken. It's the first moving parts EV in Matchbox's lineup. Oh, excuse me. Bit of a focus issue there. I know a few of you guys have commented there on the quality of my videos, so I really do try to make them look better. Okay, it's the first EV it's the first EV in the moving parts line, and well, it's actually the first, to my knowledge, it's the first EV of a car that came out, I think, even before the car itself went on sale. On that I could be wrong, but anyway, it's quite nice. I mean, just take a look at it. It's a real beaut, and obviously it's meant to add to Matchbox's pretty considerable lineup of EVs. Yeah, add the spectacular Audi e-SUV. So you got here a whole bunch of EVs. Of course, one of them is a hatchback, got the Honda E. So this is the latest edition. But I think the most relevant comparison would be to this Ford Mach-E. But before anything else, let's compare the Matchbox Chevy Blazer EV to a picture of the actual car. So as you can see, it's pretty darn nice. But now let's compare it to its rival in the market, the Mustang Mach-E. Now, okay, you know I gave the Mustang Mach-E a pretty decent score, somewhere between 8 and 8.5. Okay, even though it obviously, to diehard fans, it makes a mockery of the Mustang name. As a vehicle in its own right, it's not a bad looking SUV. Okay, now this thing, the Chevy Blazer, is a well-known SUV. In fact, there have been previous iterations of the Chevy Blazer in Matchbox form. I had one when I was a kid. So the Chevy Blazer EV is nowhere near as quote-unquote sacrilegious as the Mustang Mach-E. But it is a bit of a switch because, well, obviously the best known Chevy Blazer is a gasoline powered vehicle. So it's got a really nice look to it. But do we have any issues? Well, I've often said I'm not a huge fan of these plastic roofs. All right, I mean, I know that Matchbox has done them before, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, especially considering that this is a moving parts model, and therefore it costs the equivalent of $7, at least here in the Philippines. And speaking of moving parts, okay, speaking of moving parts, the opening hood, oh cripes, does not open very well at all. Look at that. Okay, I'm trying to open it and I'm afraid of snapping the darn thing. Yeah, look at that. That is not fun, folks. And do you hear that cracking sound when I try to force it open? See, not nice. All right. So all told, it's a nice looking bit of kit. Okay, it's got a nice shape to it. Got a nice paint job. Love it. And yeah, it's got features that we've pretty much gotten used to seeing on these Matchbox EVs. But this is a premium model of sorts because it's a moving parts model. And on this front, I regret to say, yep, look at that barely opening hood. I regret to say that Matchbox has not delivered, at least not as well as they should have. That said, taking all that into account, I think this Matchbox Chevy Blazer EV is worthy of an 8 out of 10. Yeah, because, well, it really does look nice. And as I said, it's still, whatever its flaws may be, it's still a worthwhile addition to this already considerable EV lineup of Matchboxes. There we go. Okay. And that's it for this episode. Hope you folks enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving me a like and a subscribe and hitting that notification bell.